Hey everyone, welcome back to another Plan Explain. Today I'm mixing things up. We're playing on GG Poker in Ontario. The Blitz pool hasn't been running the last few days and I wanted to make another video, so I figured we'd try out the regular tables on GG Poker and see how that goes. So let me know if you like this or if you prefer Blitz. Yeah. Just gonna try and play solid here, not do anything too crazy. I did stack someone on the bottom right table a few minutes ago, but unfortunately I wasn't recording it, so hopefully we can have a repeat of that on camera and you guys can see me stack someone else. Top left, I open King Jack, button defends. I see with the flop small and take it down. Jack 9 suited, mixing in some 3-bets, but we rolled really low, so I'm going to call this time. On the left, we have two 2-5 tables, by the way, and on the right, we have two 1-2 tables. It's kind of all I could find at the moment. And facing 1/3 here on the left, could maybe raise low frequency, I think. Calling is also fine here. Just we have 2 overs to a 7, we have some backdoor straight draws. Don't think I want to fold in such a wide range spot. And then turn is interesting. So if he overbet, I feel like this hand would fold just because we have reverse implied odds when we hit our 9. We block a lot of bluffs, but against this size, I mean, it's still not amazing, but I think we need to continue here. And then we'll see what happens on the river. So the 9 is bad, so we block hands like 9, 8, 10, 9, Queen 9. But yeah, because he bet kind of small for the situation, I think we just need to continue. Probably all of our Jack X and obviously our King X. I do have one table off to the side just in case we lose a table and need to add one more. So if you see me looking away, it's because I'm trying to not lose money over there as well. Okay, 9-5 suited, just going to call in this situation. Flop I expect is going to be over c-bet by my opponent, and then we have obviously some good backdoors, so I'm going to raise this pretty often. I think that's fine. And ace queen of spades, just calling the 3-bet here. Pretty good flop. So with 9-5, we're gonna have a lot more 4x than our opponent, so we get to raise here like pretty aggressively, and it's nice when we have a hand like 9 high, we just get to get him to fold hands like 10 high and Jack high and Queen high. So really effective flop raise, and then we have some backdoor equity to, you know, give us a chance to win the pot still. Ace queen, just going to call. It's a great turn, obviously. I don't have much of a time bank here, so I'm gonna have to talk less and play more. And no point in jamming here, like we have the board so locked down. There's not really many cards that we are unhappy with. I guess the worst would be a king, second worst a 10. But when we have the spades as well to back it up, just gonna default to calling here. That's a pretty good run out for the ace queen. So I expect him to have bluffs like ace king, ace 10, king 10, king 9, ace 4 type of stuff. Pretty good run out when he has aces to get the queen queen. Feels bad for that guy, but I'll take it. Alright, on Ace King Rainbow, on such a dry board and such a good board for us. Just gonna bet range quarter here. And pairing up now, no real reason to bet the turn. So we'll check and see what happens. I think multi-way Jack 3, it's not amazing, but with a recreational in the small blind, I will see a flop. 10-8 will defend. 6-3 will start the check. I need to call the Queen Jack here, but not the most amazing spot, that's for sure. And Jack 3, keep checking, don't have anything. 10-8 will fold, don't have anything. And 6-3 will see a turn. Snap check turn, that's interesting. Queen Jack, I'm just gonna fold here. And fold Jack 3, okay. 6-3, so he snap check turn. I'm gonna check, so I still have showdown value, but I might use this as a check raise based on his turn timing. Just don't really think he has a good hand all that often. But obviously when he has slightly better showdown, we will lose. That's okay. Could maybe consider like just bluffing huge with that hand, but not sure. I should probably open this with a recreational in the big blind, so I think this was a mistake. We'll raise our pocket sevens against the limp. And start with small bet. Okay, somehow we have quads in a limp pot, so that's exciting. I guess I will check again and hope he like rivers a pair or something. And now, don't think he's gonna start bluffing all of a sudden, so may as well try and get some value myself. I think his range is pretty weak, so I'm not gonna go too big. Just try and get called by a hand like Ace-7 or something, Ace-6. But don't think he had anything. Okay, easy fold once we get the cold 4-bet shove. If I had more info on this guy, I would, and I was like confident that he was a wreck, I would open this. But don't really know much about him. I guess actually he's the one that's been limping, so I think I probably should have opened that. Never value bet that hand. Alright. We'll raise the king 9. I'm gonna 3-bet the 10-8 suited as well. King 9 against this player, I'm gonna start with a small bet. And with no equity on the turn, and also like pretty bad turn for our range, I'm just gonna check back, play some rivers. And I don't think this is a very effective bluff in bet check bet. Like the hands we're targeting, like we're not gonna get many pairs, if any. I don't think we're gonna, I can't speak. I don't think we're going to get any pairs to fold. So when we have king 9, we're only targeting like some ace highs, and even those might call, and maybe some slightly better king highs. So I think giving up here is good, and he had a very good hand, so I'm glad I gave up. Ace 9 of hearts, easy call to the 3-bet, and easy fold on the flop. And pocket nines. I'm gonna check back against this guy and play some turns. Obviously not the turn I wanted to see, but I'm gonna continue checking now. And we beat an 8, we'll take it. I'm not going to bet this every time, but I think betting it sometimes is fine on the turn here. I think if the button had a decent hand, actually I think if either player had a decent hand, they would often bet the flop, so I think they're fairly capped at this point. I think if I'm going to bet the turn, though, I need to follow through a lot on the river, because there's a lot of draws and pair plus draws that will call the turn. And so if I only bet once there, I don't think it's that effective. So if I'm going to bet the turn there, I think I need to be prepared to follow through on a lot of rivers. And with ace queen, we will 3-bet. And we'll open our favorite hand, pocket aces. 10-4, I think this is still too weak to defend multi-way with a rec. I'm gonna check this one back. It's like most of the time he has nothing, and we'll like fold the flop, or occasionally he has a 4 and we don't want to build a huge pot, and then the least likely is he has like a hand in between. So anyway, when you have aces, don't need any protection. We can just check back and see what happens on later streets. And when he goes big, I think we just call down. Don't really need to raise here. We saved ourselves a lot of money with that check back. Okay, ace deuce will open. Fold ace 8, I think. And yeah, I just think fish deep are gonna under 4-bet by a lot, so I'm gonna fold that. And very small 3-bet here, so I will call. Flop top pair, backdoor flush draw, easy call on the flop, and pretty good turn. Ace queen, gonna start with a small bet against a rec, and this guy I will open my ace deuce against, unlike last time. Okay. King 7 raise, ace deuce, his turn size doesn't really make any sense at all, but we have an easy call. Ace queen will 3-bet, and this ace queen will check back and try and show down. Start with a small bet here against this guy. Similar board, but happy to bet like pretty high frequency on this board. I think just aces in a vacuum was good to check against a player like this. And don't think we can value bet ace deuce. Bet queens for 2 streets, okay. And bet the turn. He just snap folded a 9 on the turn, okay. Good to know. Top left with favorite hand will 4-bet and take it down. Yeah, like he should never fold a 9 there, so just seeing that one turn fold from this opponent says a lot about how I should probably play against him going forward. Flopping the nuts with queen jack. Just gonna start with a small bet still. And 5-4, I like to 3-bet this a lot, but I think when Rex randomly 4x, be a bit more careful. Obviously not amazing when the board pairs, but he shouldn't really have that many boats. Also he's short, so if he has a boat, I'm just gonna accept my defeat. And I want to just maximize against his ace-x, so the times he has trips, I want to get the most amount of value possible. I'm just going to bet turn for pot and jam the river. I think that will do pretty well. Okay, we face a very small 3-bet again, so I am just going to call my ace-jack here. And facing a large bet, I'm out of there. Pocket threes will open up in the cutoff. 10-3, just going to try and show down against this guy. He's not capable of thin value betting, so there's a chance this is like over bluffed potentially, although we haven't seen any bluffs from him yet. But I have a pair and a diamond, so I'm going to call and see what happens. 2 pair. Okay, I didn't expect him to be able to thin value bet, so to recalibrate my reads on this guy. With pocket threes, I expect most of his pairs to just bet the flop. People play probably a little bit too unbalanced there. So I think we can get away with a protection bet on the turn. Facing a raise, I actually don't really believe this at all, so I'm going to call and see what happens. Okay, he had a very good hand. Deuces, I think I'm actually just going to fold. Just like, we can't ever improve to beat value. And fold 5 deuce. Pretty good flop. The ace-jack, I'm going to start sizing up against this opponent on the flop already. We just have a good hand and want to put some money in now. And pocket nines here. Gonna mainly call 3-bet, maybe a low frequency 4-bet. This time we'll call. We're looking for a 9. There we go. I don't know how I do it. I turn the video on and I swear I just run hot every time. Although I likely just jinxed myself. Okay. Just gonna start with a flop call. It's all crumbling down. I shouldn't have said what I said. I think I'm still going to play for stacks with this hand. So we will bet the turn. Also, we're going to be fairly polar in this spot. I'm not really doing much protection betting. So I'm betting hands like some 2-pair, and then the rest is going to be like set, straight, flush. I'm not really betting that many 1-pair hands for value here. So when my value range is that strong, I think that warrants a larger size. Ace Queen, I think on a turn this dynamic, actually, I'm going to check back. Prefer to bet a hand like Queen 10. It's feeling a little thin now. But he shouldn't really have an 8 ever, so. I'm still going to shove, but I'm not in love with it. Just isolating Blinder's blind very wide against this player until he fights back. And I have pretty bad cards on the turn. Like, I want him to have a hand with like the 8 of spades in it that calls flop and folds the turn. I want him to float a hand like 5-4. So this is not really going to do much for me on the turn. And then I also have no equity. But now once it goes check on the turn, and it's a fairly decent river for us, I think we can value bet and try and get him to fold a 3 or pocket 4s or 7x. Maybe even some like king high floats that didn't bluff. So I think we have to go bet check bet here. Okay, for one big blind, I'm in there. And 5-4 off, I will defend blind versus blind. Pretty good flop. And you're gonna bet the pocket 4s. Snap fold on a board like that. It's kind of unexpected. 5-4, I'm just mainly raising here. 2 pair, I'm blocking top pair. Is a pretty good situation. And don't want to go too crazy on these boards, so I'm going to mix in some checkbacks. I think we can bet small, like high frequency top right. Obviously this hand is pretty much the worst hand I can have on the flop, but I am still going to bet. And turning a gutter here, like this is like a really good triple barrel candidate now. Don't need to go too huge because he's short, so I'll prod it, but I'm planning to just fire this on most rivers. All right, never mind. He didn't want me to bluff it off into him, eh? Okay, king jack off, defend against the 4x, fold, these other hands. King high, just gonna try and show this down. Not really an effective bet on the flop, so. And I'm gonna fold against the B75 on the turn. Ace-8 of hearts, top right, easy float. A lot of backdoors, we still have the best hand quite a bit. And facing a turn barrel, I'm going to let it go. Alright, ace king suited deep against this guy. Let's see what happens. I think we can start with a small bet on the flop just for some value, some protection. Get the snap fold. Pretty good flop for ace king with ace of hearts. Bet the flop. This hand's interesting because I have a lot of equity, but I can't really call a jam. So I'm gonna check this back and I'll use like low equity hands to bluff the turn with here instead of a hand like this. Obviously disappointing river. And I think there's a world in which we have a little bit of showdown here, so I will check this back. And thankfully I did not try and bluff him there, because that was not gonna work. Okay, ace jack here. I think I'll actually do this. And with pocket tens, because he's short and our hand is like very vulnerable, just wants to get the money in now kind of thing, I'm actually just gonna check jam the flop. Queen jack will start betting. And okay, he trapped us, no problem. Run it once first. Let's see what happens. Dead. Nice hand. Okay, so ace jack, we 3-bet against this guy after he ISO'd a limp. Bet the flop, and we get this turn. I think I'm going to check the turn. Definitely can't really 3-street this hand. Also, we're just drawing dead fairly often. But if I check, I think he can turn a lot of hands into a bluff. You can have a lot of under pairs here. You can have a lot of gut shots, 6-7, 7-8. You can have hands like Jack 10, King 10, King Jack. So I'm gonna call. Obviously, you can still have a million flushes and whatnot, but I feel like the spot could be potentially overbluffed. I think his turn size is like kind of weird, to be honest. But yeah, this is grim. Obviously, like I don't block any value or much value. Like he can have, I guess, ace queen, maybe ace 9, but and the jack blocks some bluffs. Although I would expect the Jack X stuff isn't supposed to bluff as often as like the low card stuff. Spin. It's not an amazing bluff catch, but I still just feel like it's over bluff, so I'm gonna call. Gotta trust your gut. Gotta trust your gut. Top left, we defend blind rush blind, goes check check on the flop, he checks again on the turn, and I bet half pot, and we get check raised. We can make the nuts somewhat often, so I am going to call. But we did not make nuts this time. Seeing how low his PF bar was, I'm going to fold my ace jack. And just nothing I can do with king 10. King 5, I bet the flop after isolating blind rush blind. Turn is like just really good card for us. Also, like king of diamonds fairly good. We have like a lot of good like future blockers. Like when, you know, on like a 9 or a 10 or even a 6, like all those cards, like they're straights complete and we're gonna have blockers to those straights, so that's generally a good thing. Even though it's a wreck, it probably doesn't matter as much. It's just like I still want to use hands that like make sense to barrel the turn. I don't want to just like do things that are completely out of line. So that's why like the 8-5 earlier, I didn't barrel the turn on the turn ace, but I think the king 5 there is like a very effective hand. But Okay, I'm gonna defend Jack 4, although obviously this is not a very amazing situation. 7-6. Okay. It's pretty good. Alright, Jack 4, I'm gonna try and check down. Oh, actually this is kind of interesting now. All the boat blockers. With this guy in the big blind, I'll open. This hand I will call. Pretty bad turn, obviously. Now we're drawing dead sometimes, but it's okay. I think Jack 4 is still a check down. I'm gonna check this back. Don't need to bet that every time. What happened here? I see what flop. I'm gonna check this back as well. And with pocket aces, we're going to 4-bet. Bet the ace 8. And on the river here, I'm gonna play one size 67, I think. Maybe I want some 67 and some all-in. Probably, actually. Queen 3, I will defend. Okay. Aces, we 4-bet. We'll start with a quarter pot flop bet. And I'm in a spot on every table. I think on double flush drop, it feels kind of, I feel like I should just shove. Like, it feels dumb to shove aces sometimes, but like, it's the hand that just dominates the most value now while also like not really benefiting from seeing any rivers. So, shouldn't shove. And we get snapped. Ooh, can we hold? I got a call here, I check here, and I will call here. We hold both with aces, that's nice. Let's get bet 1 blind. I'm curious. Nice hand. That's definitely not an open in the cutoff though. I think I can call again here. Like, can improve cleanly on an ace or 4, and we unblock all of the draws. But on the 10, I think we have to let it go. With 8-7 here, I got check raise on the flop and he barrels on this turn. I just think our hand is not going to be good. Anyway, that's a really bad turn for our range, so we can continue with hands that have, like even on that river, it's not really a great hand, so just continue with hands that are either better in absolute strength or have some equity. Man, when I get a hand on every table at once and trying to explain what's going on, it's like so hard. Like zone is faster, but blitz is faster, but I can only be in 2 hands at a time max. Playing 4 while sharing my thoughts is kind of hard. Okay, King Jack suited. I will start with check out of position. Turn queen, not amazing for my hand, decent for my range. I'm just gonna start betting here. And queen 6, I think we can bet sometimes. Very good board for us. Obviously we have a gutter, overcard. Can benefit from getting him to fold a hand like queen jack, queen 10 type stuff. Clean up our outs a little bit. 6-4 against a 3-bet this small. I will be calling this. Decent flop. And ace jack, going to bet small here, just basically bad betting the flop. And we'll try and show down now. Defend our king 8 4 ways. And easy call with the 6-4. I think ace-jacks is way too far up in our range to fold here. Snap jam. I feel like there's a chance that guy's just tilted because he got stacked a moment ago. Also, like, this is a very wide range spot, and he's saying he's a king or better. It's kind of hard to have a king or better, bro. 6-4, I'm just gonna check down. And beat ace king. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna call here and see what happens. Oh, dude, what? He's bluffing with an 8. Come on. He floated nothing on the flop and then bluffed with a pair, and I called ace high like an idiot. Nice answer. Very good flop for the ace king. No action. Low frequency 3-bet with the 5-4, but let's do it for the video. Why not? That would have been a spicy flop. Uh, 10-7, I called a min raise, I think. Flop went check. Turn, he's decided to pot it. I guess I'll call one. I mean, I can improve, but not in love with the situation. But we do win, nice. And pocket nines, I will defend 3-bet. Okay. Nines have been good to us today. Definitely weird to see him check back on 9 deuce deuce rainbow. Queen is pretty good for his range though, so I'm gonna check, and he should reopen the betting like pretty often on this turn. And yeah, I'm just gonna call. Like, don't really have many hands that can check raise here for value, so, and I'm gonna have a lot of like weakish hands I have to defend, so I want to kind of just probably not play many raises here, protect my calling range, and also I want to give him an opportunity to bluff here when I have a lot of his range drawing dead. Ace 10, I'm gonna make a loose 3-bet here against this player. And yeah, just going to be shoving the river here, obviously. Once he goes check, once he bets the river. And top right with ace 10, start with a small bet. Not gonna have that much value in this line. Like, obviously it's just a fairly narrow range spot. Like, I don't have that many hands that could check jam over here for value. But in terms of bluff, I think like the most obvious one would be a hand like 10-9. That's probably all I need, given how much value I would have. Basically I have pocket 9s, pocket 10s. pocket queen sometimes, I guess. Pretty good turn. Jack 5. Keep betting. Call. Put the chips in, sir. Extra 400 bucks. Oh, he is unhappy. What a miserable spot. Must have aces. Aces or ace queen. It's only hands that make sense to check flop with that would have a tough decision in this situation. I'm gonna fold ace queen to 4-bet. You let it go. Discipline laydown. Nice answer. Ace 8, we bet flop. Just going to check back turn and try and get to showdown. Pretty good run out. Beauty. Alright, keep going until we play one more interesting one and then we'll call it there. I think there's kind of a lot of hands in this video. So as always, if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment. Alright, ace queen, we're gonna 3-bet. Queen 6, like, not a great hand, but against this price, just need to call. And decent flop with the ace queen. If he has a 10, I'm just gonna get stacked, I guess. But I'd rather just deny equity or get value from draws. I'm gonna call one here, but I don't love it. Now, I mean, that looks good, but definitely dicey. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep betting and try and stack him the times he has a worse ace. And I actually think Queen 6, like, I know it's a wreck, but I'm still gonna check this back. Decent bit. And now I have a pretty clean value bet, obviously. No payment. Kind of a fun session though. I feel like so many like random weird spots. I'm gonna call it there, guys. Like, after these orbits, hopefully we get one or two more interesting ones in these last few hands. I need to fold this, unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions about any of the hands that I played today, or just any general questions, please leave a comment. Also check out the description of the video and you can see a link to our website. We run a coaching for profits program. So if you're interested in poker coaching and getting to the next level, check out our site and you can see what we have to offer. Can I get one stacking done in these last like 3 hands on the outlap here? No. This is the longest hand of poker I've ever witnessed. Dr. Poker finds the river block. That took so long for no reason. Okay, last hand, ace 10 off. Let's see what we can do. Family pot. Start with the check. Multi-way, really bad board for us. This guy's snap checked, so interesting to note. I'm gonna keep checking. I think I have this guy beat a lot once he snap checks, and then I also expect this guy to bet most of his pairs on the flop, but we did, I think it was this guy who checked back to ace 9, so he could check back stronger than I would expect, but no, I'm feeling pretty good about my ace 10. I really don't think they have anything, so I'd rather check and give them an opportunity to bluff than value bet myself. Ace 5, yeah, this guy is checking back strong hands. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment, and we'll see you next time.